Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the analysis of Yoleno TV. Once again, I'd like to say thank you so much for those who've been supporting Yoleno TV to this far. Apparently, the only EALA MP, that is the East African Legislative Assembly MP, who defied Ruto's call for a State House meeting is Winnie Odinga. Is literally known by all Kenyans as the last born of Raila Amolo Odinga. Now, being the last born of Raila Amolo Odinga and one of Raila Amolo Odinga's strategists and confidant, besides Winnie Odinga has already carved her reputation as a fearless, focused, modern Raila Amolo Odinga. The only person in Raila Amolo Odinga's family who exhibits the characteristics of Raila Odinga is Winnie Odinga. And how do you expect Raila Amolo Odinga's daughter to attend State House meeting? How did the world expect Winnie Odinga to do that? That is not possible. A charismatic, confident, and focused young leader like Winnie Odinga would not afford to attend to that meeting. So allow me to borrow a story of Mekatili wa Menza, or Mnyanzi wa Menza, and Martha Karua, and you know the story of the two. So Mekatili was a strong woman known for her fierceness and resistance of colonial rule in Kenya. She was fearless and was even said to have slapped one of the British colonial masters in a heated argument in 1913. When I remember Mekatili's story, I'm reminded of the fearless Winnie Odinga. Martha Karua is the only lawyer in Kenya who represented Raila Amolo Odinga at a time when no lawyer would even contemplate the move. Raila Amolo Odinga had an issue with the Moi regime. In a separate incident, she walked out on President Moi when one of the local KANU chairmen said that opposition is mad to think that Kenya can be led from Othaya. By the time those remarks were made, Martha Karua was in DP, and the party leader of DP was the former president, the late Mwai Kibaki. And Martha Karua asked Moi for a chance to defend the accusations by the local KANU chairman. And when Moi declined, she waited for Moi's turn to speak and decided to walk out. That's the silent protest. The two stories give us a picture or paint a true picture of who Winnie Odinga is. So Winnie Odinga decided to use a silent protest. So by the fact that Winnie Odinga did not attend that meeting, that was a silent protest. And mind you, if you look at the story of Martha Karua, the moment that realization by the former President Moi that Martha Karua walked out on her during that speech, it was so embarrassing because Martha Karua had requested for audience to talk as an opposition member, to talk about and defend their part, but Moi refused. So, but soon after that silent protest, Moi decided to go to Meru from the history, and in Meru, Moi gave a chance to the opposition to talk. Then the opposition were given platform to now be speaking on their own behalf. So I think that silent protest spoke volume. So what Winnie Odinga exhibited yesterday by declining to go to State House, it was a mere silent protest. Nobody should interpret it as being arrogant or anything, but that was a silent protest. That was a message that I think William Samoei Ruto had to sleep on it. He had to think about why did Winnie Odinga defy the call? What could have been the problem? So I think that is a awakening call to the president that something is not right and all is not rosy. So I've seen so many people talk about Winnie Odinga. Some people saying that ni mjeuri, ana kiburi, or because he comes from a senior family now, he doesn't want to, but that's not the case. The Constitution gives us a lot of powers. We can always use our powers to communicate. We can do, mass protest. We're allowed. Picketing is allowed. We can do that. But then we can also communicate to someone in that manner. by doing a silent protest. So that silent protest spoke volume, and it's the reason why you find that in so many headlines now, if you go to so many online platforms, you find that there is this story of Winnie Odinga skipping the State House meeting. Of course, the other EALA MPs attended. The EALA MPs from Azimio talk about Kanini Kega, talk about Shabal, those ones talk about Kalonzo's son. They attended. From the Azimio, there are 4 MPs, 4 member parliaments for EALA. That is Kanini Kega, we have Kalonzo's son, then we have Shabal, and then we have Winnie Odinga. That makes it 4. So, but for the Kenya Kwanza part, there are 5. So the total number of EALA MPs are 9. That talking about some coke included. So, because Winnie Odinga is the only person who did not attend, that means the 3 Azimio members of parliament for EALA attended that meeting. But of course, Kanini Kega, we're not supposed to even consider Kanini Kega as an EALA MP allied to Azimio, because Kanini Kega has been showing indications of decamping to Kenya Kwanza. I think he's one of those leaders who are given an ultimatum of 31st to completely decamp from Azimio and join Kenya Kwanza. Okay, we saw the case of Jeremiah Kioni defying that call. We've seen the case of Murathe defying the call, and a host of other leaders have defied the call. We don't know about Sabina Chege, because Sabina Chege is still mum over the issue. But we expect Sabina Chege to be on the side of Jeremiah Kioni, because Sabina Chege is a diehard of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. But again, in politics, there are no permanent enemies. It is always about interest. So our topic was not about those Jeremiah Kioni, Sabina Chege, and the like. Our topic was on Winnie Odinga skipping the State House meeting. And I've given a good example of Mekatili wa Menza, given a good example of Martha Karua. I don't want to talk about Charity Ngilu, though Charity Ngilu also exhibits the strength that Winnie Odinga has. You remember during the 97 elections, when Mama Ngilu aliitwa Mama Masa, wakati alikuwa anasimama na Moi, he gave Moi a run for his money. So I think Winnie Odinga is a likely inheritor of Raila Amolo Odinga's political basket, and I think Raila Amolo Odinga has successfully introduced Winnie Odinga into the political scene. Mind you, previously she had shown indications of vying for Lang'ata, but because Jalango still had those ambitions, she decided not to vie. So perhaps that's why she has been given this EALA seat, and she's now going to contend to represent Kenya as an EALA MP under the Azimio banner. So ladies and gentlemen, kindly share your thoughts below the comment section regarding this move by Winnie Odinga to defy William Samoei Ruto's call. Do you think it was worth it? Kindly share your opinion. I'd like to hear what you have in mind. Please, as usual, I'd like to urge you to stay safe, stay blessed until we catch up again with our next analysis.